This is e-tron, a long-range, zero-emission luxury vehicle that has reached Audi's India showrooms. In fact, it is one of the reasons that Audi has emerged as one of the highest-selling hybrid and electric vehicle makers in Germany. Loosely based on a Q7 platform, the e-tron is a similar size as the big SUV, but with only 2 rows of seats and a massive boot. Of course, that's not what this is about. The electric motor in an e-tron churns out 300 kilowatts of power. That translates to an excess of 400 brake horsepower and an even more impressive 664 Newton meters of torque, all of which is available from standstill. Its 5.7 seconds dash from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour may not be the best on paper compared to other souped-up luxury petrol cars, but the e-tron gives a performance feel which is similar in a straight line. Minus the noise, of course. In this 55 quattro spec, e-tron gets a 95 kilowatt per hour battery pack that can give it a range anywhere between 359 to 484 kilometers. On paper, that makes it the longest full-range car in India so far. On our test car, we started with around 350 kilometers worth of charge on the onboard display, and that turned out to be a real-world figure during our test run. The e-tron handles deftly like a big SUV would. Acceleration is linear and decisive, and so is the braking. You also do not encounter weight shifting nervously during panic braking. The progressive steering has a good feel and gives an air of confidence. The adaptive suspension pretty much smothers the potholes on the roads, and it does all of this without breaking into a sweat. There is a futuristic whistle sort of noise on the outside, artificially created to warn other road users about the car approaching them from behind. Very helpful during the day. At night, the powerful matrix LED smart headlamps make sure that the car lights up the path for a fair distance without blinding oncoming traffic. Visually, the e-tron has a conventional SUV body style. The zero-emission giveaways are, of course, the green number plates plus the large 4 front grille. The verdict is split on whether EVs need to look markedly different than their fossil fuel counterparts or not, and Audi design team seems to have decided to go with the latter. At least for now. Large alloys are unique to this car, and you can't miss the orangish yellow calipers for the large brake discs all around. e-tron is also one of the easiest when it comes to charging. Its standard 11 kilowatt home charger can offer 80% charge in an overnight 8.5 hours, which should be good enough for 290 to 300 kilometers at least. There is also an optional 22 kilowatt charger that can do the same in approximately half the time. On public DC chargers, it would take less than 2 hours to offer a similar range. In its very conventional body style design, the e-tron hides a very unconventional SUV, one that won't add to fumes at traffic signals or in sensitive natural habitats. The latter may not be its domain, but if you can find charging stations, the e-tron will be game for fairly long distance trips. At an estimated rupees 1.5 crore, it is also one of the most expensive luxury EVs out there, also the most capable. Brimming with tech such as adaptive suspension for a superlative ride quality, progressive steering for confident driving, and state-of-the-art LED headlamps for safety, the e-tron makes a strong statement for zero-emission mobility, for the elite few who can set the ball rolling for others to follow.